Democracy is being targeted by billionaires. These world elites are attracted to power the exact same way they all seem to be attracted to money. Using their immense untaxed wealth, the pattern of trying to buy elections is becoming a huge problem globally. Romania, Germany, the UK, all affected by these rich, soulless lizard men. I have a question. Who has control of more bots? Option A, AI. Option B, Trump. Or option C, Putin. Trick question, they're all controlled by Putin. One of the worst things about Gen Z is that we normalize the once shameful secret of getting your news from social media. Whilst it should absolutely not be this way, huge increases have been shown in users relying on social media platforms to get their news. A September 2024 study by Pew Research found that since 2020, many users have increased their reliance on social media for news, with an average increase of 5.33% for platforms that actually matter, not Rumble. The same platform you consume actual mind-rotting brain rot slop on is the same app that 20 seconds later you will be reading a political news post that literally shapes your worldview. Crazy times. Clearly, convenience is the reason this has happened, as humans are getting lazier and becoming more like Wall-E predicted. We have genuinely passed the point where people are too lazy to look at actual news websites or fact-check information, and they would rather spend the 20 seconds it takes to become informed about something, watching bike seat AI slop instead. We are so far past our peak as a species. This trend is likely only increasing, and as social media lacks regulation, news sources don't necessarily have to follow any rules or standards. So literally anyone can post anything claiming it's a news account. Let's rate on a tier list how cooked you are based on where you get your news from. Instagram. Instagram has the most volatile, unhinged algorithm out of all social media apps. You're probably seeing news in between car crash videos and racist real-life chud posts, so it's probably psyop news to turn you into a right-wing bot. News coming straight from the Kremlin. Absolutely A tier. Facebook. Facebook is basically as cooked as Instagram, but instead of racism and violence, it's crazy AI empathy farming. News here is probably just to get the biggest emotional reaction possible out of old women and middle-aged mums. I think it goes in B tier. Twitter. Twitter is absolutely the holy grail of insanity. 90% of interactions are between bots, programmed purely to lie for engagement and outrage farming. You'll see accounts claiming stories like Obama is responsible for 9/11 and other crackpot theories are completely true. Within 1 week of getting news from here, you'll probably believe in both anti-vax and flat earth. Unironically Kremlin propaganda. Easily S tier. WhatsApp. WhatsApp is either used by South Asian scammers or Facebook mums. News from this app is probably either insane or just local stuff, as it's just a messaging app, so there's no feeds to see random posts from different accounts you don't follow. C tier. Reddit. As insane as Reddit is, it is quite regulated overall. Most news here will link to articles from established and regulated news agencies. Still lots of misinformation and conspiracy theories though, depending on which subreddit you're on.
Niggas say how they used to build the pyramids, how they used to do that, They used to be 90 feet tall.
For example, Naked News Korea is probably not a very good subreddit to get the news from. At least Reddit's strict moderation helps filter out most of the filth that appears on that site. D tier, I think. Discord. If you get your news from Discord, you genuinely need to be taken out back and executed. Dog behavior. You're damaging society by doing this. Discord has no overarching regulator like Reddit, so many of the servers will be filled with insane people posting absolutely insane things. I think the Discord mods will have huge biases because they live like this.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
Easy A tier. Telegram. Telegram for news is like closing your eyes and walking into traffic. You are willingly destroying your own brain by getting news from there. Telegram's like the deep web of normie social media apps. People do all kinds of f***ed shit on there. It's known for being full of radicalized people and crazy Russian hackers. Easily S tier. Breaking news! Keir Starmer just tombstoned King Charles III outside of Buckingham Palace! One time in like 2017 or 2018, one of my friends saw a fake article on Facebook claiming that North Korea had nuked Washington DC in America, and they were genuinely convinced it happened until I forced them to search up anything about it online. Bro, he fell for bait that even pensioners that use Facebook wouldn't fall for. Granted, we were like 15 years old, but still. This isn't a new issue, it's just that more people get their news from one place and don't seem to question much of the information they consume. And that's why today's sponsor is Ground News. I'm kidding, man. The sponsors don't even look my way. Nice YouTubers always finish last. Ground News, when I'm big enough, please sponsor me. But nowhere. Is social media killing democracy? I schizophrenically hear you ask through the screen. Misinformation has been a problem for the last 15 years, but it has become an even bigger problem since Elon Musk decided to buy Twitter. Since Elon's takeover, bots on Twitter have exploded everywhere and are more active than ever. Twitter, I still refuse to call it X, has become a gangrenous cesspit of AI slop, parroting Russian propaganda talking points like
NATO expansion. Kamala started the war in Ukraine. Vaccines are deadly. Give your 2-year-old child unpasteurized milk instead.
And it's actually so common to hear these sorts of things anytime you use the site. Oh, thank you, random guy in the comments. I will now only feed my 8-month-old child raw steak and milk straight from the succulent udder of a cow. Yummy! You can usually immediately tell when someone is a bot because they're usually saying something completely insane. Everyone has seen the ignore all previous instructions test you can perform. To this day, bots are still getting caught out the exact same way. I don't know, bro, the quality of these bots is not the best. This test just shows how shit the bots actually are. They immediately fold and do whatever you command them to. I'm just saying, bro, if I was a bot, I would not fold like that, trust me.
No.
I'm coded different. It's just crazy to think that a government of one of the most powerful, supposedly most powerful countries has a misinformation campaign that's this weak, and somehow it's still working. It's because Americans are stupid. Humans are dumber than chimps, man.
Он открыл Twitter, инициировал перепрограммирование. Вы поверите в то, во что я хочу, чтобы вы поверили.
What it really shows is that these campaigns can be successful with pure numbers. The actual quality of the bots and propaganda spread doesn't matter at all. It would be so crazy if this tactic was repeated somewhere else in history. I am genuinely convinced the bots on Twitter could be spreading anti-wiping propaganda.
So I actually don't wipe my bum.
And I believe there's a big chunk of the population that would start to believe what they're saying, as so many people seem completely unable to question anything, literally anything that's put in front of them.
I didn't win, I think the stock market would crash.
In fact, this channel is now declared anti-wiping propaganda. Do not wipe your ass. Microbots and nanobots on the toilet paper. 4 billion dead from using Andrex. Twitter usership dropped over the past couple months, but it has been continually dropping since Elon bought Twitter for $44 billion whilst K-holing. Them eyes don't lie, Elon, we all know. Twitter no longer releases usership numbers, but based on December, usership of Blue Sky and Threads increased massively, so it's safe to say that Twitter is likely losing a few active users to these better alternatives. Twitter users finally had enough and decided to substitute their racist Russian propaganda app with Blue Sky, the new blue-haired liberal and OC furry art app, which is a net benefit. As 1, I hope Elon tanks Twitter and loses all his money. 2, it is literally a propaganda haven. No one should be using it. And 3, Blue Sky is not fueled by hatred, as it's not overrun by Russian bots and maggots telling me that Ukraine deserved it. Twitter now is mostly about trying to shape opinions with lies. It's pretty clear Elon bought Twitter to spread propaganda to help win Trump the election. He did that for 3 reasons. 1, H-1B visas, so he can get cheaper labor from skilled migrants. 2, rig government systems in favor to get more money for himself. And 3, increase his own global influence. Bro, this guy's life is controlled by his lust for power and money. It's crazy, he's already the richest man on the planet and all he wants is more. Thank God Tesla stock is currently in hell. Please stay that way, please. Elon haters are crazy up right now. Tesla's stock is crashing and his SpaceX rocket just exploded. Currently, Twitter's AI, Grok 3, keeps snitching on Elon for being the biggest spreader of misinformation on Twitter. And Elon tweaks its code every day to try and patch up its leaks in which the AI will expose him. Bro, how is this stuff real life and not a parody? Remember a couple years back when the entire world was glazing Elon because he managed to bullshit his way into making most people online believe he was the real life Tony Stark? Most of it came from Reddit and Twitter. Very unsurprising. Don't eat these nuts. The image has been shattered, you lying. Musk's ownership of Twitter means that so much information is being repeated on the platform that users start to believe it without questioning it, as they think, oh, it's appearing so often, it must be true, right? No! Users' opinions and worldviews are shaped by bots with usernames like Brick79 or DustinPatriot127, whilst it's actually Sergey and Ivan's bot farm in Chelyabinsk with over 1,000 accounts using the same AI-generated picture of a fat redneck with a truck. Yeah, you look like a real person. Most normal people aren't willing to fact-check everything they see online, which is completely fair. But it leads to the most insane lies being spread and believed by people. For example, as Elon Musk is one of the biggest spreaders of misinformation on the entire Twitter platform, there are countless examples of him retweeting or making his own posts that are just complete lies. He lies about US politics, he lies about UK politics, he lies about EU leaders, he lies about not paying $250,000 to someone in 2018 for no specific reason. The guy just lies. He lies about everything. And somehow, some people will still cheer for him to have access to all your personal information. Doge is finding the waste, fraud and abuse in our government. But how does this get fixed? I feel like there needs to be way more regulation on social media, specifically combating pages known for spreading misinformation. Obviously, this won't be anything like Xi Jinping's Great Chinese Firewall or North Korea's insane internet restrictions. Fact checkers should just be made mandatory and not something completely optional for the social media company to decide to implement. They should just be a legal requirement. This is so people like Tommy Robinson can't convince everyone of lies to incite racist riots, which was misinformation shared by Elon Musk on Twitter too, by the way. I hate this soulless little lizard freak so much. Globally, it's an issue. Elon Musk was involved with pushing the far-right party, AfD, in Germany just before their election. Thank God that they lost. They are basically neo-Nazis. But Romania had also cancelled their election results after discovering that Russia had interfered with their election. Every day it becomes more and more likely that Trump's administration has been bought out by Russia with their actions recently. Elon calling for the US to leave NATO, and Trump advances incredible Alpha Sigma Werewolf Act in front of Zelensky were the biggest red flags that they are Russian assets. The US suddenly suiciding their global power because they were bored is very interesting, but maggots will still claim it's 4D chess. Dude, you're just giving up your coins so that the US begins mining there, they can make sure the mines don't get taken by Russia. Or some stupid shit that maggots will say. The one issue that comes with fact checkers being mandatory is that the right wing will say they're biased due to fact checkers consistently disproving their claims. Because the right wing don't live in reality. So yeah, Western social media platforms need Chinese level surveillance to make sure that no one is spreading misinformation to try and brainwash the population. Xi Jinping, please save us. Lord Xi Jinping, please save us. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.
Bro, I would never kill anyone with a rock.